Alright, today I decided to do a video about my Dumeril's boas. I have a pair of Dumeril's boas. It is one of my favorite snake species, and I just think they're really cool. They've become a lot more popular recently, which is awesome, although I'm a little sad to see how high the prices have gone for someone just trying to get one. I'm not sad as someone that's going to start breeding them though. So this is my male. He is maybe 5 foot. He's pretty thick, as you can see, and he is just the most chill snake ever. He he's very confident. He has a really good attitude and disposition about him. I have no problem handing him to a child. He just behaves himself. He's not flighty. He's not unpredictable. He just does his thing, and he's really great. He's not like a ball python where he's great because he's kind of like a pet rock or dumb. He's just confident and not afraid of his environment, and he's really cool. So let's just go over some basic stuff. I keep them in a 4 foot by 2 foot enclosure. I give them a big water bowl. They drink a lot. It's an animal plastics enclosure. I give them a big hide. I usually use cardboard for my hides, cardboard boxes. I don't go crazy. He used to have more plants and stuff in his cage, but he tended to trample and destroy everything in his cage. They're kind of a ground boa. They just kind of go over everything. But he's very pretty. As you can see, they have a white belly, and if you look under here, if he'll let me, I don't know if you can see this, but if you look under here, they all have a spot. It's a little white spot where they're missing scales right there. See how polite he is? That's nothing to worry about. They all have that. So for feeding, my male is a much better eater than my female. My male eats anything I put in there at any time, and they are ambush predators, so they don't really give you any indication when they're going to hit their prey, which is one of the many reasons why I wouldn't recommend the species for beginners. They can be almost scary with food. They are very fast, they hit very hard, it's very violent. You definitely want tongs, and it'll make you jump. This is my female. She is smaller than my male. She's a year younger, and she is not a great eater. She's very pretty. She's a bit brighter than my male. My male, who I just showed you, just shed, and that's as bright as he gets. She shed about a week ago, and she's also very bright right now, but her colors stay like this more, and they haven't faded much. So it depends on what line you get. There's no readily available morphs, but there are prettier ones than others. Like some people have, brighter reds in their babies, and you'll pay extra for that for sure. My female refuses meals from time to time. She's just as chill as my male, as you can see, but she's just a little more flighty, a little more nervous. When I got her, she had mites as a baby. I ordered her online from someone, and she came with mites, unfortunately. And so I had to deal with that when I first got her, and so I had to bathe her and do stuff, and I think it made her a little nervous as a baby. She was always well behaved for it. She's never bitten me, but she just, she got shipped in a box to me. She's slightly more nervous. Still a phenomenal snake, still super chill, but just a little more nervous than my male. Not quite as confident, not as good of an eater. She likes to hide a little more in her cage. With Dumeril's boas, I like to provide enough room for her to burrow. My male doesn't like to burrow as much, but she likes to burrow, so you'll see between when you get your own whether they like that or not. She is 4 years old, and I was really hoping she'd be bigger because I'd like to breed her maybe this year, but she's not eating enough for me to feel comfortable with her size, and I'm probably gonna have to wait another year to breed her. They have an 8-month pregnancy, which is really cool. That's a long time. They give birth to live young. I'd say 5 to 10 babies. I've heard of more, but it's unlikely. They have this cool pattern. She has 3 perfect circles on her back. It's kind of hard to show you with my hand, but if you can see, they're pretty cool. And they have the face masks on the side, as you can see. She is very pretty, very active, and they're just a really great snake. I'd say definitely a second snake, not a first snake, but definitely one of my favorites. I really like these because although they come from Madagascar and you think they're a tropical snake, they really live in an arid region of Madagascar, so they don't have like bad humidity requirements or anything like that. I find desert animals are very easy to care for and very hardy. So one reason why bearded dragons are such a great pet is because they don't need much to thrive. You don't have to spray them all the time. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just give them a water bowl, get those temperatures right. I'd say, I mean, I've experimented with the hot spots in the Dumeril boa's cages. I've had it as high as 87 to 90 degrees, and they rarely go over there. I've lowered it to 86, 85 degrees, and that seems to be what mine tend to like. I think recommended the hot spot around 90. I don't know that they need it that hot. I use 2 radiant heat panels, so 1 in each cage. For these guys, that seems to work really well in the 4-foot cages. They're a little pricier, but I think they're worth it to give them that good heat. And yeah, these guys are awesome. Hello. Her name is Carmilla. And hopefully she'll make me some pretty babies in the future. Very cool.